La vie est dure, mais la vie est belle. Je voudrais la soupe aux pois, s'il vous plaît. I would like the pea soup, please, my 6th grade self asked the French waiter at the cramped cafe in Paris. I was very proud of my French phrase that I conjured up with my little translation book, and although I would have no idea what the waiter said if he spoke back in French, I still remember the pity and the laughter in the waiter's eyes as he responded to me in perfect English. You would like 1 bowl of pea soup. That image of the waiter's face was frozen within my memory, and I was consumed with the desire to learn French, come back to France, and have a fluent conversation with that waiter. The second the plane landed home in Minnesota, I signed up for French classes. It has been 7 challenging years since I started French. Throughout the years, I've asked more questions than my classmates, struggled with concepts far more frequently, and multiple times I've caught my classmates and teachers looking at me with pitying and questioning looks. I was never an outstanding student. I just had to put in a lot more time and effort to catch up to my naturally gifted classmates. Every day I was at my French teacher's office at 7 a.m. with bags under my eyes just to get help with French. And every day I asked myself, why was I so persistent at something I was so horrible at? I asked myself that a lot this previous year as I nearly failed my French class that was taught exclusively in French. I was by far the least talented student in my class. Some of the older students have lived in France for years. Others had incredible brains that could retain so much more information than mine. I felt outpaced and incompetent in a room full of French geniuses. Yet by some miracle, none of that was enough to persuade me to stop taking the next class and declare a French major. I think I'm crazy for pursuing French. But then I asked myself, what would I do without French? My life is inspired by the French language and culture. Every phrase I say in English, I translate to French in my head. My fantasies include cobblestone streets in the countryside of France, and I desperately want to spend my 21st birthday sipping a glass of wine by the Eiffel Tower. If I imagine my life without French, if one day I just decided to stop, I feel this lack of inspiration and motivation around me. I have been driven by this language since 6th grade to prove a point to the world that I can do something that seems crazy, and without that drive and grit, I would lose myself. I no longer care about proving to the waiter that I can speak French. It is about staying true to who I am and what I love to do. And although I have cried and screamed in frustration at my French textbook, or after the French classes that leave me feeling like a kicked puppy, I also have the days where I feel accomplished and inspired because I understood what my teacher said in class. The countless hours I have had my nose in a French textbook has nearly convinced me to stop, but at the same time, continue to strive because I have already come so far. I've discovered my love for a language and culture, and although I'm not naturally talented, I've accepted that I'm not crazy for doing something I love. I love it, so why shouldn't I do it? I have proven to myself, and I'll show the waiter, my teachers and friends, that passion and a yearning for knowledge is a much greater drive than talent alone. La vie est dure, mais la vie est belle. Life is hard, but life is beautiful.
Mais qui est-ce qui m'a dit que toujours tu m'aimais? Je ne me souviens plus, c'était